Hi, friends, distance learning friends. How are you today? I'm actually playing catch up. So today is Wednesday, but I'm going to bring you two lessons today in math because I didn't get around to posting this on Monday. So for today, this is Monday's lesson. For today, the objective is to count by tens and also count by ones. What? That pretty much means that we have to count in by two different ways. But this is also something that we've been practicing a little bit when we're in class time. So my distance learning friends have not been able to practice this as much. So this might be kind of a tough thing to do. So last time we reviewed, or we have been reviewing this word set. So we have different kinds of sets and we have different numbers in those sets. And when we break things down into a set, it helps us to be able to count by multiples. And that's what we do when we count by tens. We're counting those sets. Um, Our new vocabulary word, or we have two of them, tens, a tens place, is always that second number. Whenever we have two numbers, that means we have at least 10. And this number right here actually tells us, this number tells us how many sets of 10 that we have. So in this number, 72, we have 7 sets of 10. Okay? So let's see. We're going to go back. They changed the little thing at the bottom, so that threw me off for a minute there. Okay, our other vocabulary word is ones, the ones place. So whenever we have just one number, the first number that we have before we add the second number, this is the ones. This is how many sets of one that we have. So this one, this number 32 means that I have 3 sets of 10 and I have 2 sets of 1. 1, 2. Okay. So that's what that looks like. I'm going to show you a couple tools that we have. So we know that we have this thing called a 10 frame. This 10 frame helps us to break things into sets of 10 visually so that we can very quickly count by tens. Okay, so in this set, or in this picture, we have two sets of 10, so we could count 10, 20, right? Okay, let me show you one other thing. We have in our classroom, we actually have a 10. What in the world? I want to erase that. That's going to bug me. So in our classroom, we actually have what's called a 10 frame, or sorry, a hundredths chart. I just showed you the 10 frames. Okay, so we have 10 frames that help us to count by tens, but we have to kind of memorize what counting by tens is. And we can do that using a hundredths chart. That can help us kind of memorize the order when we're counting by tens. So I'm going to turn the screen just a little bit, and then you can kind of see the chart that we have. There's the chart that we have here in our classroom. It looks a little bit different from the chart that we have on our screen because they put all of the numbers on the opposite side. So on the screen, counting by tens is on the left side, but here in our classroom, we put them all on the right side. So just a different way of doing things, which that's okay. There's lots of different ways to do that. But regardless, this hundreds chart actually helps us to be able to count by tens and to get that memorized. The hundreds chart can also help us count by fives as well because they're all lined up. So I'm going to show you what that means exactly. If I can, oh boy. Oh, that's not what I want, but that's cool, right? I need my pen to come back. Where did that go? There we go. Okay, I found my pen again. They've got all sorts of new tricks down there that are confusing me, right? So as you can see, this counts 0 to 9, and then 10 starts over here. So if I want to count by tens, I can count by tens by just going down on this chart, because each one of these lines is worth 10. There's 10 across, counting the 0, right? So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. So each of these lines, this whole row is one set of 10. Okay, here's this row is one set of 10. So each row that I go down is a set of 10. To get to the big number 100, we have to have 10 sets of 10, okay? I don't know if you've noticed a pattern, but when we get to 10, it's like it tells us the set of 10, and then that 0 indicates a 10, right? So if I have 8 sets of 10, I would have 8 sets of 10, 80. I put a 0 behind it, okay? So that's kind of how that works. Now, I wanted to show you just real quick the other way to count by fives, because that's another common way to count. And here's our 5 right here. If I wanted to count by fives, I can just move down this column, and that helps us count by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20. So we are going back and forth from this column and this column. Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and that's how that works. So we can also learn this use this hundreds chart to count by fives as well. Okay, so now we have a special challenge today, because we not only have to count by tens today, but we also have to count by ones. So I'm going to show you just a little bit, just a little preview of what that's going to look like today. So I've got my pen ready to go. It says in the instructions that I'm going to circle the sets of tens, and then I'm going to count the tens and the ones. So I can use my hundreds chart if I need to count by tens, but I'm going to show you an easy way to do this, okay? So I already see some 10 frames. Oh, so that makes things really easy, right? I can circle a 10 frame, and that's a group of 10. So I have 10 dots right there. I circle the other 10 frame. Now I have 2 sets of 10, right? Well, 2 sets, so I'm going to write 2 sets. I have 2 sets of 10, so that means I have 20. Okay, so I can just add a 0 to it. 2 sets of 10 equals 20. Then I'm going to count my ones, because I don't have any more groups of 10 over here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 ones. So I'm going to do 20 plus 4 equals, and what's my grand total? I have 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So 24 is my grand total, okay? Let's do the last one on this page before we go over to the second page. This is easy again, because they put these in 10 frames, so that's easy. Here's a group of 10. Here's a group of 10. Here's a group of 10. Whoa, there's lots of groups of 10. I'm going to circle each of them right here. Each of these is worth 10. How many sets of 10 do I have? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sets of 10. So I'm going to write 8 with a 0 after it, because that's 8 sets of 10. Okay, now I need to add in my ones. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to add 4 to that. My grand total is going to be 80 plus 4. That means I have 84. Okay, so if I were counting by tens, it would be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84. So that's how I have to transition from counting by tens to counting by ones. Okay, that takes really a lot of practice. Okay, let's look at page number 2 because it's a little bit tricky. On this one, it wants me to actually circle the sets of 10. Ooh, it's a little bit tougher this time to circle a set of 10. Do you know why? They did not put it in a 10 frame for me. Ugh. So that makes it a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to count across though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, that's a little bit tricky. So instead, I'm going to count this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here's a group of 10 right here. One set of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to circle this set of 10. Let's go over here and see if we have another set of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I don't have any more 10s, do I? So I only have this set and this set. So that's 2 sets of 10, which means we have 20. 10, 20. Plus, we need to count our ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 20 plus 8 equals 28. We can also count by tens and then by ones. So 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay. All right, let's do one more. Let's look down here at the bottom, number 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's one set of 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here's our second set of 10. Okay. So we have 2 sets of 10, which gives us 2 with a 0, plus how many ones do we have? 1, 2, just 2. So we have 20 plus 2 equals 22. Okay, so if we counted by tens, 10, 20, and then by ones, 21, 22. So 22 is our total. Okay. All right, friends, it's your turn to practice on these 2 worksheets. You can use your draw tools to circle those sets of 10, and then you're going to circle your sets of ones, and you're going to put them together and get a final answer, okay? All right, friends, good luck with that, and I'll see you in just a few minutes because I'm going to do the second lesson, which is for today, Wednesday. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.